I'm Oko Miles. I'm sitting down with the hottest, the baddest, the motherfucking toughest music producer in the game. I got Ruff Beatz in the studio with me. Ruff, what's going on with you?
What's happening, man?
What's good? What's good?
Glad to be
Appreciate
here.
you being here.
For sure, likewise.
Let's get it. Let's get it. You know, your name is Ruff Beatz, music producer. Where did the name Ruff Beatz come from? How did that come about?
My last name Ruffin. I make beats.
Tight.
Saying, but you know, my nickname is Ruff. That's what they call me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, self-explanatory. It's all right there, straight to the point.
Speak for itself. Speak for
For sure.
itself. So how does that name Ruff Beatz? How does that relate to your work in music? What you do in the music game?
I bring a me. You know what I'm saying? Myself. You know, Ruff being my name. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is right there.
Right. So let's talk about your early life. You were not a native of North Carolina. You were
Correct.
actually originally from Akron, Ohio.
For sure.
So how did life change for you? Like living in Akron and then coming to North Carolina?
I could say my opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Then by the time I moved, I was 16. So, you know, I seen a lot back home. And then, you know, coming out here, I was able to see a whole lot, you know, different stuff. You know, a lot of people, they might leave from somewhere, but like, I was young then. I don't really know too much where I was born at and I moved here.
Yeah.
So, you know, I seen a whole lot back there, did a whole lot back there, came here, you know, started a whole different life out here.
So you said you did a lot in Akron, Ohio. What was life like for you in Akron? Like, run me through that.
It was great. You know what I'm saying? I really had no complaints. I mean, you know, struggled a little bit, you feel me? But, you know, my mom, she made sure that, you know, we all stayed tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's us over everybody at the end of the day. So, you know how that go. You got your people with you, ain't as bad as it might seem, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, I had a good childhood, all that type of stuff.
So where in North Carolina did you grow up? I assume it was Greensboro, right?
Greensboro, High Point area. Like, I went to Southwest Guilford, I graduated from there. So I was in the point a little bit, you know what I'm saying? 18, moved to Greensboro type deal, you know, but really been a whole lot of other places. Just been around since then.
So how did growing up in Greensboro, how did that shape you to the man you are today?
And I mean, I came out here as the man I am, you know what I'm saying? Matured a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know, it really wasn't.
So what types of things that happened to you in Akron, Ohio, how did that help you grow into the man that you are today? You said you matured being in Akron and then you came over to Greensboro as the man who you were. You just kept that same demeanor, kept that same poise.
Yeah.
So what happened in Akron that brought you to this?
I mean, I just always been my own man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like my pops always tell me, like, I always been proud of you for being your own man. Like, I just always been my own person. I ain't been scared to hide who I am. Like, I ain't been none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always been funny.
Yeah.
You know, I always been serious about my craft. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do, I'ma do it. You know what I'm saying? Do it big at that. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really been too much of a change, you know? Yeah.
So you really try to be your own man in the music that you produce, right?
For sure.
Try to be authentic, try to be unique.
Gotta be.
How does that help you as a producer, getting your name out there and just establishing the image of Ruff Beatz?
I planted a lot of seeds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Planted a lot of seeds. You know what I mean? I can go out to any state, any city, and, you know, I come to them as the person I am for real. You feel me? Either respect it or check it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, how much can you check somebody really being themselves? You feel me?
That's real. That's real. I gotta write that down. Respect it and check it. That's hard. That's hard. So what type of music were you surrounded by growing up? You can talk about North Carolina or you can talk about Akron. Like, how did the music you listened to growing up, how did that define the type of producer you are?
It defined me greatly.
Yeah.
Just having that ear, you know what I'm saying? Just having like different, you know, I grew up on E40, Master P, you know what I'm saying? And my grandfather did music, you know what I mean? But like a lot of his, you know, earlier life of doing music, I wasn't born, you know what I mean? But, you know, as I got a little older, he was still into it though. I only been in the studio twice growing up, and it was with him in my Uncle Kenny's studio, you know? But yeah, I grew up on a lot of different music and I just love it. I got that ear, you know, Hot Boys, that was my favorite group, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So music was in the family, like it was nothing
For
new
sure, for sure. Yeah.
How did your family help bring you towards music, and really, did they ever, you know, bring you to the studio, teach you how things work, teach you how to find your sound, anything like that?
Nope.
So it was just you?
Yeah. But I came to my granddad and said, I'm doing music now.
Yeah.
And he just taught me how to count bars. Yeah.
That's
for
fire.
sure.
How did the family react when you said music, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm sticking with, like, this is how I'm gonna make it?
Well, my mother told me just go for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, at that time, by the time I picked it up, I already went to college, you know what I'm saying? I already had a good job working at Eco Lab, you feel me? Like I done already did all that. But I ain't want to do none of that no more. So like, I had to do something, you know? And that's why I told her, like, I'm doing music now, you know? Some people were just like, okay, well, what about a real job? You know, and I'm like, who to say I can't get no money off of this?
Yeah.
You know, so I just took that chance. It was like, whatever come with it, and this is what I'm finna do. It was a hobby. But then it's like, I'm around different people and they all rapping and doing music. So I'm like, I'm finna do this. I'll be y'all producer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was just a hobby. You turned that hobby into your career.
Yeah.
You realized that you had a passion for it.
For sure.
That's interesting. So talk a little bit about your switch from Eco Labs where you got that was your first job, right?
Yeah, it was my first real job.
First real job was Eco Labs. So talk about the transition from Eco Labs, which is, you know, that's a stable paycheck, you know, to producing.
I mean, it had its pros and its cons, like everything else. You know, the pros is I was just more so like, I'm gonna put more time into myself working for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, the stability, but that's what people are afraid of for entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? They are afraid to jump out there and not have that stability that they will have with a job, you know, knowing that they're gonna, you know, work these amount of hours and get this check on this day, this week, whenever, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's really just all about taking the chance. I mean, I ain't gonna say it wasn't easy, but you know, my grandmother always told me, when you got some people in your corner, you know, it ain't gonna be so hard, you know what I mean? So, you know, you surround yourself around the right people and y'all, you know, pretty much doing the same thing and pushing each other. You know, it won't be too hard. But that's, like I said, that's how I grew up.
Right.
You know? My mama made sure, like, all of us in that house are one, you know? Like, we all we got. For sure.
All of you in that house. But you got a lot of siblings.
Yeah, I got a few. It was 4 of us in the house, you know, including me. So it was my older brother, one of my older brothers, me, one of my sisters, my 2 sisters. And then, you know, my pop side, I got a couple of them. Like, yeah, a good handful.
So what are your siblings doing in relation to you?
As far as supporting?
Yeah.
Supporting greatly. For sure. For sure. I'm the biggest in their eyes.
Yeah. Are you the oldest child? Are you in the middle?
Nah, so on my mom's and pop, so I'm the youngest boy. Yeah, I'm the youngest boy.
Okay.
Yep.
So the whole family's sort of pouring into you as the youngest. They want to see you win.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's real. So you're in high school. Did you know that you wanted to be a music producer?
Nah, so not at all. Not at all. It's just like, I always knew I'd be something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because really my first passion wasn't basketball, it was visual art. You know, I was in a performing arts school from 6th to 8th grade, visual art. You know what I'm saying? And like drawing, painting, and all that. Like, I was really on that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
An artist.
Yeah.
Picasso.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? So of course, you know, my height and all that basketball. Like, I played ball and stuff growing up too. But high school I didn't. My homeboy, my right hand man, he did music. From New York, and that's kind of what had, you know, got us tight. You know what I'm saying? And cause he had a song he had did in our Spanish class. And I'm like, oh word, you know, I make beats a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was a hobby, but I didn't really want everybody to know. Okay? So I'm like, if anybody asks, my name is Anonymous. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna be my producer name, Anonymous. Cause nobody really know I make beats like that. You know what I'm saying? But nah, but I can say even then, like, all that still carried over. Like, that's always been who I am. You know what I'm saying? All that still carry over to now with how I'm making beats now. You know, like, he'd give me a folder of songs to, you know, sample and all this stuff. You know what I mean? And I'd just be up all night. I'm up all night. I'm on his computer all night, just cooking. You know what I'm saying? I'm just cooking.
Yeah.
Still me now to this day. If I'm in the studio, I'm cooking all night. I'm getting it in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing changed.
I feel you. So you didn't take the ball route. So what was life like those first few months after graduating high school?
It was tough. It was real tough because I was being hard on myself about me getting a job because, I mean, I needed money. You know what I'm saying? And it really wasn't no pressure on me. Like, nah, you done graduated. You need to find a way to get out the house. You need to go. But that was just pressure I was putting on myself. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, I'm around people that, you know, whose parents are buying them cars, and you know what I'm saying? They giving them everything. You know what I mean? It's like, not saying my mama wouldn't, but it's like, nah, we just ain't come up like that. Like, I ain't finna buy me no car. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, so I'm gonna go get in, you know, try to get it myself. But end of the day, like I was working, I was applying like Subway, Food Line, just little stuff like that, you know what I mean? And you know, it all played out. Those guys playing like what, none of that gonna matter for real. Not me working at them places. It just wasn't gonna make sense for me. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it was tough. But I think it was around September. It was September 2013. I started the Eco Lab.
So you said you went from working at Eco Labs to college hooping. You come back to Eco Labs, and the environment is just different. You know, you got new management, you got people on your ass. It's just different. It's not the same. And it really made you just hate working and working for somebody else.
Kinda, yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know one time I was sweeping. I had to sweep the whole shift because I spoke my mind.
Damn.
I don't play them games. You're not finna do that with me. Don't do that to me. And I was sick. My very last day, I had food poisoning. And, you know, basically needed me to run a line, you know? And I'm like, bro, I'm sick. I don't get sick. I have food poisoning. Something is going on with me, you know? And it's like 100-something degrees in there. And it wasn't no, you know, go home. You know, just, you know, take the day off, man. Take care of yourself, get well. Go sit in some air conditioning for a couple minutes. What I look like? You know, that don't work for me. If I'm telling you I'm sick, I need to go home. You know what I mean? I got to go. It wasn't happening. So I didn't go back. Hey, I'll tell you this though. So I was gonna go back the next day.
Right.
I went Cracker Barrel. I sat and ate by myself. I was supposed to hit a left to go to work. I hit a right to go to my mama's house. And I said, I ain't going back. It's a wrap. I ain't going back. Yeah, so I ain't going back. Now I ain't gonna sit here and cap like I ain't try to go back like some years later because, you know, I was having like legal trouble and stuff, you feel me? And, all right, I'm like, all right, let me straighten myself out. You know, let me go ahead and go back to what I know real fast and go try to make something happen. But, you know, the legal trouble got in the way, so I couldn't go back. So that's when I really was like, yeah, I gotta go ahead and put this all into myself for real. Yeah.
So what made you want to pop out like, now I'm doing this? Like, yeah, I make beats. I'm Ruff Beatz, I make them.
Yeah, cause like I said, man, I'm just around people like they doing music. You know, like they rappers, a whole lot of artists. Like I'm around a whole lot of artists, you know what I'm saying? And even as me doing it as a hobby, and I'll probably make some beats around people, and they over there freestyling and all this. I'm like, word, like this was going down. I say less then. Y'all finna take these same beats to the studio, and y'all can record on them, and I want to hear them. You feel me? Like I want to hear them. Like my first official song, like once I popped out was on the Be Easy mixtape type deal. Ended up on a DJ Be Easy mixtape. You feel me? So that kind of gave me motivation to, all right, now I'm finna hit them.
Yeah.
Now I'm just loading everybody up with the beats, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all go crazy.
So what was your process like making these beats? Would you just hop in the studio and just start cranking them out, or would you take some time, like find inspiration? Like what was you doing for the beats?
I'm just hitting them. Yeah. Like it really was, at the time I'm putting on some Beats headphones and I just got the laptop and I'm just cooking. I'm probably pushing out about 10, 15, 20 beats a day. Ain't nothing else going on. I ain't doing nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing nothing else. And now I'm just making beats. You know what I'm saying? Just loading up on all on.
So we talked earlier about the type of music you're around growing up. So what era of music did you grow up in? And how do you feel like that influenced your producing in the beats that you make now?
So the era of music I grew up in was the Master P's, the Hot Boys, Gucci, Snap Music, you know, Franchise Boys, damn, Long Live DJ Unk, you feel me? Soulja Boy, you know, I think just the love of music, like Manny Fresh is one of my favorite producers, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, you know what the Hot Boys like, and he was kicking them shits out. And then as I got older and realized Beats by the Pound was behind Master P shits, you know, oh yeah, I grew up on Lil Jon, Ludacris, you know, it's been a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm just listening to a whole lot of music, you feel me? It was almost overwhelming, like I'm just catching on to all this, you know, all this, you feel me? And one, Zaytoven is a big inspiration behind my music, I ain't gonna lie, but like, I listen to beats, you feel me? So, but I was on Gucci before I even knew who he was. So the whole time it just went hand in hand because I'm listening to Gucci like all the time. You feel me? Like all the time. Like I had the Trap House CD when it came out. I was 10 years old. You know what I mean? So, but I didn't know who his producer was. I just liked the beats. You know what I'm saying? As time went on, I was like, oh, this the man behind them? Yeah, it was, I'm like, wow, okay. But Manny Fresh, his hi-hats was just crazy. Like, oh man, they're crazy. Like his beats was immaculate, dog. You know what I mean? Like it's all that put into one. You feel me? Like I said, I grew up on E40. It's like how many people out in the South listen to E40 for real?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all the game was crazy. You know, so it just come from everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere. So you talked about the process. You just go and go and go, and it just you get into a flow state, right?
For sure.
So what are your 3 favorite beats that you've produced, and why are these 3 your favorite?
Okay. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I'll tell you number 1. Okay. Well, I'll tell you number 1, and just because it's kind of in chronological order. Number one is one of the ones that got me my first label check with Def Jam, for sure. And it's crazy because as I'm making the beat, see, some people would tell I'm good for scratching something, like, nah, hell nah. You feel me? Like, nah, I'll finish it later, or I'll just be like, hell nah. But I got out of that. But on this one, I'm telling myself, nah, go ahead and finish it. You feel me? Like, it was cool. Like, go ahead and finish it. You know what I mean? Like, so I went on and finished it. And probably like 2 days later, DJ Sud, he brought one of 2 Chainz artists out here. And Sud told him, you know, go ahead and lock in with Ruff. He be here, he be working. So I cooked the beat. He got on it, you know what I'm saying? We in one room. So then it was time to go to the other room, the big room. So I played that one, then I went to another one. Like the first couple seconds of him hearing that one, the one that I skipped past, he said, no, go back to that one. And I played it.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about he in the back going crazy, like, oh, hold on.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he going crazy.
Yeah.
Like, no, this motherfucker hard, you load that shit up.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's definitely one of my favorites because, you know, the simple fact that I wasn't even gonna finish that. You feel me? I was just gonna go on to the next one because sometimes my mind be racing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was gonna go to the next one, but I went on and bounced it out and everything.
It's crazy hearing the inspiration behind them and just the stories behind each of these beats.
Yeah.
So Ruff Beatz, what you got coming in 2025? What are the people looking out for? What's dropping? What's new?
Get used to seeing me. You know, a lot of vlogs. You know, I got a couple projects I'm working on right now as we speak. I got no competition, and you know, I titled that because the simple fact that I'm not in competition with nobody. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who feel like that they can compete with me. I'm not in competition with nobody. I'm not looking at nobody, what they got going on. Tunnel vision is too real, you know? But sometimes it gets to the point to where, you know, some people see the great in you that they feel like that they do need to come and step and try to compete with you, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not really here for that, you know what I mean? Because it's like, as you compete with somebody, like, you got to study your opponent. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have time to study what nobody else got going on if I'm the influencer. You feel me? Like, I'm on my own type time. So we got no competition on the way, putting together an R&B project. You feel me? I'm getting a lot of R&B artists together, you know? So yeah, that's so far, yeah, that's what's going on.
From this sit down, I can tell that Ruff Beatz truly is the hottest, the baddest, and the motherfucking toughest producer in the North Carolina music game. Ruff Beatz, man, I appreciate the sit down.
Likewise.
Let's get it. Ruff Beatz 2025, he blowing up.